We're back here, and we've got our character made. We've done our intro, and we've did the first two quests, basically. Talked to a couple of NPCs here. And the storm's gotten brewing up here. All wet as usual. Nothing changed here. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Everything's, graphically speaking, looks pretty solid. I've not really noticed anything significant as far as graphic errors. The translations look good. Nothing set in stone. Said this before. They told us when we started this alpha that localization isn't anywhere near done yet, so all of these sentences can change at any time. Basically, what's going on here is you've been possessed by the Black Spirit, and you've stumbled into this town, and you're kind of looking for something to do, and you're coming across these people that have started their own little journey. This guy, Eden, he's found this stone in some artifact cave or something to that effect, and he's trying to get permission from this princess to go explore the cave further. And he's got this woman with him, and she's an expert in ancient language and lore. He can help decipher any puzzles or statues or whatever it comes across. I won't spoil too much, but that's the general gist. And you just have to be stumbling across this, and since you're an adventurer like Eden is, they decide to kind of take you under their wing. Got the Black Spirit in the background, and he's trying to get you trained in understanding how to use his power. Learn our first skill. There we go. There's a graphic glitch right there, you see that? There's just gonna be a few things here and there. Well, I'll write this down and take a note of it. Put it in the forums. They're all spawning like rabbits around here. Look at all this. Tab to pull out our bow, and let's get this shooting stuff. Shoot some weasels here. definitely some server lag right now. Notice how much damage that little weasel did to me. It's drastically increased from what it used to be. Monsters still react a little slower, but the damage is definitely much better than it used to be. At least for these early levels. Next up is foxes. So handing out piles of potions. It's really not necessary considering how strong they are, but at the same time I still think they should be changed to regen potions rather than some sort of instant HP regen or regain. They've nerfed them down, so they only give you back maybe 30 to 50% HP rather than like 80 or 90. They were really overpowered in the Korean version. They've been nerfed a good little bit in this. Still could go down some though. 20 to 30% I think is the most it really ought to do, especially for these tiny potions. At least from my experience thus far. Got a wolf here. Face your ass up. So another thing I noticed, they don't seem to have much RNG as far as the knowledge. It seems like you kill the first monster if you've never killed it before, and you immediately get the knowledge. Korean version, that wasn't the case. I don't know why they would have chosen nerf that part. I think there should be a little bit of RNG involved in the knowledge gathering. Learn everything about something in one kill. You know? This makes sense to me. ahead and try the channel switch. Go to channel 2. There's a list of the known issues. I've already seen all that, and I'll share that guys with you in another video. Alright, we changed channels. Let's see how we do now. A little lag. I'm not sure if it's fast or if it's... Skills here real quick after we get this whatever's throwing shit at us. Progression has been lowered some. You don't get experience quite as much either. Thick pot there. I got to the lower end of my bar there and I used the potion and brought me up a little bit past half. So I would have to say probably about 30 or maybe 30 or 40% on the HP. I'll have to check the stats on it. Ranger's skills seem to be a little more limited as far as how often she can use them in comparison to other classes. Her skills. to do some maintenance on the servers early on for the European, and I'm pretty sure they probably did some more to the North American side too. People getting disconnected randomly just because of talking NPCs and stuff. Didn't really make any sense, but they seem to have fixed that problem. There's a little bit of lag going on here. I'm clicking like mad, and it's just not packing. It's because of all the people on the server, really. Hard to estimate exactly how many people got alpha keys. A lot of people upset that they couldn't get one. Alright, it's alpha. We've got to test this stuff. That guy's got all kinds of shit going on. Whatever that's about. The water look a little weird. Had to go for a dip. The water looks weird. Gotta test this crap out. Mantling seems to be working pretty good. Guard camp. Here we go. Quest NPCs seem to be in the same place they were in the Korean version as well, at least for the time being. Oh. Added so many little cutscenes that weren't in the other versions. What's that to my knowledge? Oh, sounds like it's raining. Yep. Oh, let's see. Getting some quests for some NPCs for this area. We can start heading out this direction now. All in all, pretty good things for our first little bit. Graphics are still staying pretty solid. There's a few things, little graphical bugs on some UI, but nothing that I'm going to complain about too significantly. Damage has gone up on mobs. HP pots have been reduced a little. Nothing really confirmed on that, but it's clear that they do more damage. That's obvious at the moment. Let's see, what else? Translations. I'm not going to complain about them because we're not supposed to. It's really not that big of a deal right now because they still got a lot to work. They want to get solid before they start throwing in translations everywhere. They've also added in some little cutscenes that I don't believe were in the other versions of the game. Probably for just a little bit more depth and feel to the world. Rain seems to be a little spastic over here. Anyway, as usual. Price and silver has gone down. You get a little less, but at the same time I believe the prices are going to be kind of reduced a little bit down to with that. However, I'm not exactly sure how the general public is going to handle the new pricing, because they've played the Korean version and we're talking millions upon millions of silver for one item. And if they're going to reduce that down, we've got to figure out how to get other people to understand that that doesn't mean they get to charge the same amount just because we've got a little less money. Currently, we're sitting at 4,000. I believe in the other version, we would normally have had way over that by now. I'm level 9. See, in the Korean version, I'm level 9 now. In the Korean version, at the longest time it's taken us to do this, I would have already been like 12 or 13. So there's a good bit of experience reduction there now. That was in the listings already as something that they knew was going on. It wasn't something, it's not an error, that's how they've done it, that's how it's set up. And generally, as far as I can tell, everybody's in the same boat. We need the game to progress slower, and if the game progresses slower, it takes us a little bit longer to level up, people won't be running the end game quite so fast, finishing all their quests quite so fast because the mobs are harder, bosses are harder, all of that. With things being harder, the end-game content that is there won't be depleted quite so fast. Max level is only 30 in the alpha, and so we'll have to see what happens once they either raise the level cap in the alpha, which they probably won't, but we'll see more along the lines of what we're going to get through beta, whenever that is. I would expect December, January time for a beta. Maybe February, but I kind of doubt it, because they've got a lot they've got to get done. This version is running around and operating pretty darn well already. I've not noticed any crazy crashes or anything. I've not crashed at all yet. I've not seen any. Nobody's fallen to the floor. You know, the server's a little laggy right now, but there's not a gajillion channels to divide everybody up either. So. And the second channel's been running pretty well as well. So, with all that said, pretty good impressions so far. Gonna keep doing some more gameplay, and we'll see what we get from there. Anyway, this is Parker with Desert Hub, signing out. See you later.